Just now on the rivers, well, in some rivers certainly, we're coming off the olive hatch. It's still prominent, but the Grannom is going to be making an appearance now. Grannom patterns, I've got a few ones that I use. However, this one I tend to use more than any other. Most Grannom patterns tend to be a little bit too solid, hard-bodied, if that makes sense. Yes, they've got dubbing, but they just seem a bit hard and immobile. This one, it's basically pretty much all CDC. It's got more of that lifelike look about it when it's in the water. You get bubbles trapped in the CDC, and it's just like the emerging insect. So this is the one that I've fished the last few years in Ask, and it's been really, really good for me, to be fair. Now, most sort of Grannom patterns you see will kind of be this green. However, I felt this paler colour just works an awful lot better. So the first thing we do is we'll stick a hook in the vise. We'll go ahead and tie this thing. So I've got in here a size 14 barbless hook, and it's a wide gape grub hook, no an emerger hook. And I just prefer this because of the angle it gives me. Although it's got a straight eye, there's a way of tying it where the CDC cocks a little bit better. 8/0 black tying thread. And we've got to work our way down the hook shank, coming round the bend and back up with open tongues. And then I've got this stuff, ribbon quill, and you can see the colour is violet, dark peacock violet effect, and it's a weird sort of purpley hue. But it's just, this is it. It's hard to see because there's not really any colour, but you can see the sort of bluey purple hues if I move it in the light. But yeah, it is a ribbon material. I found this is probably the best. You can use flexifloss. Flexifloss has got a tendency to perish after a while. This stuff just lasts forever. It's like I don't know what it is. I want to say it's a vinyl, but I don't think it is. So just catch that in at the top of the hook, winding down. So that's that in place. I now can't, you notice I've got a tiny little bit of space at the front of the hook, right at the eye. There's a reason for that. So I've got here 5 CDC feathers all married up. And we got to come in, and I want the CDC to be the same size as the hook, so about there. If I pinch and loop that there, bind it in, and you'll see I've still got that space in front of the eye. Reason for that, show you in a second. So just bind down a little bit, and then come in. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light on that. Come in with your scissors at an angle, this way or this way. And then what I do is with these spare stubs is I pull all the CDC off. And yes, it looks straggly and horrible, but that's kind of what I want. If you need any more CDC, just take some feathers and pull off what you need. You want a really good sort of 2 to 3 inch pinch of CDC. So I'm going to get me some CDC ready. Just in my vise, just make sure I've got enough. I'm just stripping away some feathers here. You can see I'm building up just you can do this previous, obviously. I'll just do it in real time. So I've got myself enough CDC there. I've got a little ball like so. Don't worry about the scraggly ends, it's all a benefit. So we're going to come down and just tidy this area up a bit. Right down at the bottom. Just make sure you can see that. So this is my dubbing. CDC dubbing, Frankie McPhillips. And this one, you see there, Summer Duck. It's a really light, pale olive. And it's just loads of dyed CDC fibres. It's obviously been cleaned, but there's still plenty of grease on it. But yeah, dub this in a rope, and it's just like the perfect body for a sedge. Buggy, if that makes sense. Stick a little taper on there, so thin at the bottom, getting fatter as you come up the body. And then just wind up the hook shank till you hit that thoraxy area. Stuff about there. And then just chuck in a pinching loop there. Now we've got to come up with a rib. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then catch that in on that thorax area. Now, some sedges, they've got the ribbon really close, some are a little bit further spaced apart. I'm not sure it makes any difference as long as you've got that ribbon there. And just trim that off. Give the CDC a little bit of pampering. You can see it pulls all the fibres, it just looks really, really buggy. And I've then got this stuff, Vineyard's Body Stretch in black. I cut it in half. And this is going to be my, if I show you there, it's going to be my thorax cover. So we just catch that in the top of the hook shank, make sure it's flush and straight, come right into your dubbing. Just quickly show you there. It's right into the dubbing. If it helps if I lock my thread. So he's sitting right flush in the top. And then with my dubbing, my CDC, I'm going to dub that on. Because there's loads of oil there, it dubs really well. Dub all that on to the thread. Don't worry about the bulk. Starting at the eye, work back. I've got a little bit of CDC there. I'll bring my thread through the CDC. You're not going to see it because the CDC is that thick. Then we've got to come over. We've got to create one section of the thorax. And again, like I say, you can come through the thread, the CDC, because it's so thick. And then pull it up and over and create your second section. What I'll do is I'll quickly stick a whip finish in there so I can show you. So you can see you've got your thorax there. Then all you do, tidy up, cut a look and turns, pull this back and just lock your thread on top of it, cut the wraps, and then with your scissors, trim that off. Now the key there, what I was trying to show you, was leaving a little bit at the front. So you can pull the CDC back and it knocks that CDC up at an angle. It also clears everything out the way for your tippet, like so. In here, whip finish. When my dries or emergers, I tend not to use varnish, I just use 2 whip finishes. So the eye's clear there and the CDC's cocked. You can see. Now all we do is, to get the leggy look, we pull some of that CDC out. Like so. And that, folks, is an absolutely banging and really, really effective Grannom emerger. The emerger is far better than anything else, apart from probably the nymph. But this one I've found the last couple of years, when the Grannom's on the river, this is the one that I tend to fish. A little Grannom emerger, based on an emerger that I've seen on Gwen Angling Club's page. I forget the name of the guy that tied it. But yeah, he was the guy that tied it, but it's obviously a different colour, and he had a little bit of wing buds. I just feel that tying it with this CDC, you can forgo the wing buds, which tend to be a trigger. But in this fly, because you've got all that CDC there, that's enough of a trigger. So that's my version of that Grannom emerger, and one that works really well for me on the Welsh River that I've been fishing. I hope you enjoyed that video, folks. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. There's plenty more content in there, more to come. Most of my flies are based on flies that actually work, so they're flies that catch fish. A lot of them are based around competition fishing, especially the still water stuff. However, there's an awful lot there for everybody else, whether it's streamer fishing, river dry flies or nymphs, whatever takes your fancy. I hope you enjoyed that, folks. Take care. I'll see you soon.